population growth a lot. Do you think population growth is needed now? Like, as soon as we can get it? I mean, you look at things like Social Security and general economic growth that rely on population growth. Do you think it's needed now since birth rates are declining now?
Well, my thing is I just want to bring back nuclear families. So I think that's one of the problems. I think we're not having nuclear families, and not having nuclear families leads to, social degradation.
You're dodging what you said earlier, where you talked about how we need population growth, and you blamed feminism for it. So you do agree that we need population growth. That is a point you have made, correct?
The priority is the rebuilding of nuclear families over population growth. That's number one. Then we can deal with the population growth after that. But number one is absolutely bringing back the nuclear family. That is the backbone of any thriving society.
Why are you not in a nuclear family?
Actually, I did grow up in a nuclear family.
No, you are 30 plus. How old are you?
I'm 35.
And you're not married. But you're the perfect time for having children, though, according to you.
So yeah, actually 35 and above studies, 35 and above, studies at 35 and above actually show that marriage rates do better nowadays, yeah.
But I'm confused why you're not having a nuclear family. Like, I think the best thing you can do, okay, so if you're Mr. Pro-nuclear family, you go in here, and you tell all these people, you say you need a nuclear family, and you don't have one. I don't understand that, because you're at an age where you can't have one. Do you have a girlfriend? Are you successfully dating? Like, I'm a little confused about how you're pushing this on people, and you're clearly not, like...
Well, here's the thing. So I actually did have a girlfriend, and she wanted to have kids. But I'm not ready to have kids right now, because obviously I have financial goals and I have a bigger mission right now. Obviously, I think we need to wake up a lot of guys. And me having a nuclear family right now at this point, with the amount of hate that I get and everything else, would be irresponsible. I can, fortunately for me as a guy, I can stave that off for a bit longer, but I have a bigger mission right now, which is why. But I think for all the other guys that, work a job and, don't necessarily have the same social burden of being out there on the internet and putting yourself out there, that are able to live a private life, I think they should be aspiring to have a nuclear family.
Okay, have you seen the video with Renee Good? Have you seen it?
Yes.
You watched it?
Yeah.
Okay, and you understand that the ICE officer that shot her did not get hit?
He did get hit. You can literally see it in the video.
No, he got brushed up against. That was not hit.
Oh, now it's the first one. He didn't get hit. Now it's brushed up against.
That's not the same as getting hit.
He absolutely got hit.
Okay, well, we have different definitions. Brushed up against is not hit, in my opinion. But, okay, so, do you think it was morally justified?
No. I said that it's legally justified.
No, you said ICE did nothing wrong. Wrong implies moral, too.
It could also imply legal, too. So, it's broad. But my thing is, I attack this from a legal perspective. I think he's legally justified in his use of force. And quite frankly, he acted in a reasonable fashion, given the facts and circumstances that happened at that moment.
The law for law enforcement is if you can get out of the way, you are not allowed. Like, you can reasonably get out of the way of danger. It's not reasonable to shoot someone like that.
Yeah. A weapon, a car is a deadly weapon, and it was coming at him.
It was coming at him. Why didn't he get hit?
Because here's the thing with you guys, you progressives, when you guys say this shit.
I'm not a progressive.
You're making a progressive argument. So
diverse opinions.
Yeah, you're making a progressive argument on this, because the thing is this is a slippery slope. Because if you say, hey, look, it's your duty to retreat, get out the way. Well, what if someone pulls out a knife? Oh, just avoid the knives, dude. Just do some Krav Maga and you won't get stabbed. Someone pulls out a gun. Hey, bro, just kneel, matrix it, and dodge it. Like, a car is a deadly weapon.
He did dodge it, though. You're acting like he didn't dodge it.
Barely. He barely dodged it. Like, the car literally hit him, and you could hear the wind get knocked out of it. Knocked out of him when he was moving.
This is so unreasonable. Okay.
He barely. No, it's completely reasonable. She came at again. We got to see. This is why it's so important to look at the totality of the circumstances when it comes to use of force. She's there impeding an ICE operation. She's already in the wrong. Well, let's continue on.
That has nothing to do with if it's okay to shoot someone.
Because we have to see. We have to bring these in. We have to bring all the circumstances.
For this, no. Listen, you're trying to justify shooting someone. When you're trying to justify shooting someone, committing a crime completely irrelevant to the threat argument is not part of making it reasonable to shoot someone.
You clearly don't understand use of force doctrine in the United States, and you don't understand that 20/20 hindsight and like microanalyze.
Probably will at some point today.
things after the fact is irrelevant. So let's go ahead and go through all the circumstances, because all the circumstances lead to the decision that he makes, and then the decision that he makes is going to be based on, did he act in a reasonable way? So here's the facts and circumstances. They're doing an ICE operation, lawfully there, legally justified. She's in the way obstructing them. They tell her to get out. She says no. She doesn't obey. ICE agent comes out. Another guy, hey, get out of your car, and gives her a lawful order. What does she do? She backs up, disobeys. Other guy pulls out his gun, points it at her. She drives towards him. Despite the fact she moved her wheel all the way to the right, he doesn't have to sit there and be like, oh, I think I can.
So
is she going to hit me or not? What was that?
She moved her wheel off the right, which is going away from
that's
him.
the
So she
argument
was
that a
trying
lot
not
of people
to
are
hit him?
saying. No, what I'm saying is,
But you did
everyone's
say
making the justification that she turned her wheel all the way to the right.
And you agree with that?
That doesn't matter.
But is it true?
It's irrelevant.
No, it
If
isn't.
it's true,
No, it isn't. That's
if it's true-
dependent on whether she was trying
All
to
right,
hit
let
him
me
or
finish
not.
the facts and circumstances, okay? Because
Well,
you're just gonna.
I'm trying to establish the facts.
No,
The
no,
facts
because
is that
no.
she turned, and you acknowledge that. And if that's the fact, then she was trying to avoid
I'm
hitting
saying
the
that it
officer.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because here's the thing: if someone pulls out a knife, right in
Now,
the
why
middle
does
of a
that not
confrontation, if someone pulls out a knife in the middle of a confrontation, saying,
trying to
"Oh,
avoid you?
I wasn't gonna stab you. I was gonna I got this big over here. I was gonna just spread the butter." Like, no, dude. Like, a reasonable person, after they're pulling out their gun and someone else is giving them lawful commands, a reasonable person would see that a car coming at them, she's trying to hit me, which she actually did. And he shot his gun in defense, and he stopped the threat. It's that simple.
If the car was coming, why was she turning if the car was coming? Okay, she's turning the car, okay? And you said it's not an important fact. She's turning away from the officer, and you're saying that's not a relevant fact of whether it's justified to shoot him.
Okay, now what did she do after she did that?
She died? She got shot?
She put the car in fucking drive and drove towards him.
Turned away from him. She was turned away from the person that she was, in your opinion, about to hit, which she didn't hit, so she wasn't about to hit, and she turned away from
She
the
did hit
person.
him. She did hit him. That's the fact. Like, and again, this is why law enforcement is judged on, did he act reasonable? I would argue that if most of the people here were in his situation and were a law enforcement officer where they don't have a duty to retreat, by the way, and she was committing a felony and they gave her lawful command and they saw a car coming at them, they're going to shoot. Because they're going to interpret that as, this is a weapon coming at me, a deadly weapon coming at me, and she's not obeying my orders, even though I got a gun screaming at her, telling her to stop, and my partner is too, and she still won't. So once you go ahead and you make yourself a threat to law enforcement, you lose all ground.
Is getting skimmed by a car, or in your definition hit, is that a threat?
Irrelevant. So if
That's
someone
not relevant.
pulls out
That's
a knife,
exactly what happened.
Do I have
That's
to be
a fact of the
stabbed?
crime.
Do I have to be stabbed by a knife to justify shooting someone for pulling it out? No. Like, no. As soon as if they pull out a knife or they pull out a gun, right? I don't have to sit there and wait and find out.
We don't need to use hypotheticals. Let's just talk about the facts on the ground, okay?
No,
we
because
don't need to
that's
bring
extremely
in.
important. Because the car is a deadly weapon. So I'm using another example of a deadly weapon to illustrate to you how ludicrous your claim is.
It clearly wasn't deadly in that context because it didn't kill anyone, or it didn't even get close to killing him. It's just.
A car can be a deadly weapon. Many police officers have been run over by cars, and the car isn't even going that fast, and it kills.
I understand that, but in this context, it's not true. And she was turning away, as you acknowledged. She was turning away from the officer, as you acknowledged.
Yeah, we know that now in 2020 hindsight, right? That
And probably the person looking through
even though
the-
she still hit him.
Probably him looking through her windows, probably saw that she was turning, probably saw the wheel she was turning, and that's reasonable to look at before you shoot someone, I think. I frankly think that's kind of
Well, what you
important.
think, quite frankly, is irrelevant because he operated
I don't
in a
think so,
legal.
that's okay.
He's not getting indicted, so he's not getting charged. He obviously it's justified legally, and that is my argument. It's a justified shoot. You might not like it. You might be able to make a morality argument, but I'm not here to make a morality argument. I'm here to make a legal argument. He acted in self-defense. He acted within the confinements of his authorities and his duties.
Is self-defense moral?
What?
No. You're saying what he did was it moral, but I'm
No.
confused
I
about
said
that.
I'm not making a moral argument. I'm making a
But-
legal
but
argument.
could you? Would you? I'm saying because what you're saying is
Everyone's morality is different, and it's a subjective question. Okay? Like just because.
well, I thought you're Christian, right? You're Christian.
No,
So,
I'm not. You're wrong about everything.
You're not Christian? Okay.
No, I'm not. No, that's why I'm making a very legal and secular argument here, to keep things objective, and it is what it is. Like again, you don't have to like it, you don't have to agree with it, you might question its morality. But from a legal standpoint, it is justified self-defense in the United States of America.
But are you saying self-defense isn't moral then? I'm confused because if it's justified self-defense from a legal perspective, why would you not be willing to say it's a moral thing too? Because he's defending himself.
I'm not making a moral argument. I'm making a legal argument.
Just refusing.
It's because my opinion on his morality is irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant to the discussion at hand. Because everyone has a different perspective when faced in a life or death situation. I'll give you an example of this. Let's say there's a female officer, 5'2", right? Someone who's 6'5" comes at her and she shoots him dead, right? Well, if I was in her shoes and I was a police officer and I had my size and everything, I might not shoot him. I might move to a taser because I know that I have the ability to maybe deal with this individual from a physical perspective because we're roughly the same size. But as a 5'2" officer, she decided to shoot first. So are you going to say that she's immoral too, right? I would argue, well, in her situation, based on the facts and circumstances for her, if that guy gets a hand on her, she might die because he could disarm her or whatever it may be. So she shoots and kills him. Well, I think that's justified. So again, this is why I don't like going off the morality thing because it's subjective based on who used the force at the time based on the facts and circumstances. This is why 2020 hindsight and trying to Monday morning quarterback use of force is retarded and it doesn't work because everyone is in a different situation in their life at the time based on the totality of the circumstances of what transpired at the time, and it's a life or death situation. This is why we're never judged 2020 because a shooting by one individual might not be justified by another individual.
Okay. I'll leave. Bye.
All right. Fair. Who's up next?
Hey.
Oh, what's up, man?
So I had a first question before I ask my real question. What do you think of Charlie Kirk?
We disagreed on some things politically, but I think overall he was good for the conservative movement in America. I think he did a lot of good, and we can have our political differences and still respect each other.
So what do you think of the Kirkified memes and also his wife going on the world tour?
The Kirkified memes?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's like how they put Charlie Kirk's face over any meme in the world.
Yeah, I mean, internet is can be brutal sometimes. I mean, I don't like that. I don't think making fun of the dead is a good thing. Even with like Renee Good, even though I think she made a really bad mistake. I don't really celebrate her death or think it's funny to mock it. But yeah, I'm not a fan of insulting the dead, really.
Yeah. Okay. So do you think that it's okay to insult the dead of immigrants and people that have died at the hands of ICE agents? Because conservatives make fun of that daily.
I don't.
I'm sorry. Are you sure? I've definitely seen a lot of clips of you and also a lot of other conservatives making fun of immigrants and dead immigrants and yeah.
When?
Or for example, like when families are split up, there's a lot of people.
I've never made fun of a family being split up or a family dead. You have me confused with someone else. Or immigrants dying. I've never once made fun of that because I've actually seen dead immigrants. I've seen dead children trying to come to the United States here for a better life. I've actually seen the dead body, so I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, moving past that. All right, it's fine. But
I know the false claim. That's fine.
Instead of making fun of it, what do you think of supporting ICE agents that are doing it?
Well, they have a job to do. You come here legally.
Their job is to kill people?
No, their job is not to kill people, and actually that's the last thing that
they've killed over 30 people in the United States, innocent people. So
I mean, we'd have to look at every single one of those cases because a lot of these innocent people are, violently resisting, or maybe they presented a deadly weapon. I mean, it's a case-by-case situation. But the reality is, again, they're enforcing the law, and it's a law that we haven't enforced in a very long time, and I get a lot of people are offended by it, but we do have an INA, Immigration Nationality Act, like the other lady tried to argue, and we got to enforce them. And that's what it is, and people are mad that they're enforcing the law. We voted this in. We voted in a president that was going to go hard on immigration, and to go against that is going against, the law and the administration that we voted in. You can peacefully protest, you can say, hey, this is bad, you can write your congressman, you can do all that, but once you get into the territory where you're destroying property and you're, assaulting ICE officers and keeping them from doing their jobs, then yeah, it's going to create issues.
Okay, so what do you think of the ICE agents going into different cities and just raiding it? And like, there's ICE agents in Ann Arbor all the time.
Yep.
Like, do you think they belong in places where, just makes no sense for them to be?
Well, they're federal agents, they can go wherever they want.
That's, All right, that's
They
a
have
bullshit
jurisdiction all
argument.
across
I'm sorry,
the United
that's a
States.
bullshit argument. That's a bullshit argument. Because what? I'm sorry, but what does an ICE agent have to do in Bodega Bros? Nothing to do with Bodega Bros.
Well,
Why would there be
okay.
an ICE agent
Is
there?
Bodega Bros located in the United States of America?
Yes, but
Okay, so they have jurisdiction.
Okay,
Done.
he can be there as like a person. Enjoy Bodega Bros. It's a great place. But I'm saying, as an ICE agent looking for people, why does he belong in the roads that we occupy and should be living in as free citizens?
Okay. Wow.
Listen,
okay.
listen. They have the jurisdiction. I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, no, but that matters.
It
That's an
does.
extremely pertinent fact that they're federal agents and they have the jurisdiction to be there.
All right. I'm
Right to
asking-
be, right to see. Like this is like.
All right. So okay, what do you think? All right. Fine. They belong wherever they want to be. What do you think of them camping outside of like a Taco Bell or something like that? Because that happens a lot.
It's called surveillance.
That's bullshit. That's called stereotyping. There's a complete difference.
It's called surveillance, dude.
It's
like,
not surveillance, and also surveillance is like that's fucked up.
because here's the thing,
We all have our freedom.
I've done immigration raids before. Like a lot of the times when you're there, you probably have a target deck. You know who you're looking for. You've done immigration checks.
So
you know that
camping
they're there
outside
illegally.
of a taco place is an immigration check that doesn't.
No. What I'm telling you is, because here's the thing: you see them sitting out there, but since you don't work in law enforcement, let me tell you what probably transpired before that. They're not just gonna sit out in front of a Taco Bell and waste their fucking time.
Well, that's what
They're-
they do because they're
All
looking
right,
for
bro. Are you gonna
immigrants.
let me? Because here's the thing: you've been completely uneducated on a lot of topics here, and you don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry.
So let me go ahead and explain it to you. They're not gonna
study
study.
funny coming from you, dude.
What?
I'm sorry.
What's that?
Uneducated is funny coming from you.
Yeah, I mean,
Why is it funny coming from him?
yeah. Why is
I
that?
didn't ask you. I asked him. I asked you. Why is it funny coming?
Yeah, why is it funny?
Yeah, it's my
Why is it funny?
Yeah.
Bro, because you're spewing bullshit all over America, and you're like clouding people's thoughts with stupid.
She's sleep as hell. Yeah. These Myron debates are always funny. Always interesting and entertaining.
Ideas.
Okay, I actually am educated. Did you even graduate school yet?
I haven't graduated from.
Then
school
shut
yet,
up.
but
I'm more educated than you. So I have a bachelor's degree. You don't.
That's great. That's great. Where's your bachelor's degree from?
Northeast University.
Northeastern's a bullshit university.
6% acceptance rate. One of the best schools in the
6%
country.
acceptance rate because
One of the best
they
schools in the country.
falsify their records.
Oh, now it's falsifying their record.
Hey,
See, this dude
dude.
just keeps losing.
Alright,
It's like you lose the goalpost every
calling me
time.
uneducated.
So let's
You
go.
don't know the basic
Okay.
research that they've done on Northeastern.
Okay, Northeast is a better school. No offense to you
It's
guys.
not a better school
Number
than
it's ranked higher.
University. It is
Number
not
two,
a-
lower
it is
acceptance
not
rate.
ranked higher.
Number three, I have my degree. You don't. So by definition, I'm more educated than you, and you're on metric.
That's not how it
So
works.
anyway, let's go back to what I was saying here because you're making a bunch of ridiculous comments. So
Alright,
first
well,
you said they're outside of Taco Bell's
Wait,
just
hold on.
arresting people.
Hold on, can I?
Again, before they show up at a place and do surveillance like that, they're going to do analysis on the individuals that they're trying to apprehend. They're not just there for no reason. They probably identified people that are there that are illegal. They did their records checks. They've confirmed that they're not here legally, and then they wait out and they pick
Sorry,
them up
can
and they see them.
Can I say something? You can argue with me, but you don't have to criticize my education level.
You criticize mine.
I had not. I said that you said uneducated things. I never called you uneducated. Now you're coming at
You
me.
said uneducated is funny coming from you.
No,
That's
no, no,
precisely what you said.
Yes, because you called me uneducated first.
No,
you don't
I
have to
didn't.
attack
I
my.
didn't.
You don't have to attack my personality before arguing.
Isn't it funny? This guy's did ad homs on me and I respond. Now he's mad.
If you feel upset, you can just say it. It's fine, dude.
Well-
but I'm saying I'm making an argument. And now you're attacking my personality and
You're
my
the
university.
one. You're the one that made the claim that I was uneducated. You inferred it
I
by
did
saying
not.
uneducated is funny coming from you or some
I
shit like
never
that.
called you uneducated.
But when I did say you're not educated on the subject, you don't know what you're talking about. What I was talking about was you don't know about law enforcement tactics because you're questioning why would they be in front of a Taco Bell, and I explained it to you that research and analysis goes into them before they go out on surveillance. You're not going to just sit in front of a Taco Bell. No, you figure out who the targets are, their immigration status. You're waiting for them to come out. When they come out, you arrest them. That's how it
So,
goes.
is this research stereotype because a Mexican would likely go to Taco Bell? Is that your research? No, I'm sorry, because if there's a lot of... Listen, dude, I'm not talking to
I
you.
don't care. You said Taco Bell, not him.
Alright, listen,
Make some sense.
listen, bro. I'm saying that they will camp outside of a Taco Bell, which happens a lot, dude. Yo. That's called stereotyping then. It's not research, that's stereotyping. Oh my god, dude. Yo, are you listening to my argument or not?
Here's the thing, dude. I'm listening to your argument. I'm telling you, like
I'm
in the
saying
example that you
they
gave.
can't
if-
outside.
dude,
Listen, dude. They
The
camp
difference between me and
outside.
you is that I'm listening to your arguments and I'm responding to your arguments. You're
You
just
have
fucking
not let me
talking.
finish. You have not let me finish my
Give
statement.
your full statement.
All right. So, all right. So there have been many pictures, many incidents where ICE agents will camp in a place that they think an undocumented person would go. And my example was just a Taco Bell, because that's, a place that they've been. Now, you're saying they go there because of research. Is the research stereotyping is my question.
Okay, let me go through this. Whether it's a Home Depot, a Taco Bell, or whatever else location, right, that they're set up at, 9 out of 10 times, they have information, whether it came from an informant, it came from a reporting line, it came in from a good Samaritan that wanted to come in and report it. They got information that there's illegal aliens at a location. So what they do is, they go there, go on surveillance. They try to identify as many of these individuals as they can, figure out how many of them there are. Then, they set up the operation, write up their operations plan, brief everybody, go out there. They set up in surveillance, they wait until they're there, they identify some of the subjects that they think are there illegally, and then they go and they do the raid and arrest them. This is how law enforcement operations work. So, they're not there by chance, they're not there for no reason. 9 out of 10 times, an informant or someone came forward that gave them information, or they did surveillance and they found it out, and then they set up.
All right, dude. All right. If you wanna host your own talk show, bro, go for it. And you too. If you wanna host a talk show, go for it, bro. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. And neither am I talking to you. And I don't know what your old ass is doing on a college campus in the first
I'm
place.
telling your slow ass to speed it up.
All right.
Why
What?
your slow ass up?
Past 8.
Yo, this guy's been mad the entire time I've been up here. By the way,
Speed it up.
I'm too slow. Why don't you come up and speak then?
I'm not speaking. You're letting you speak.
So hold on. Why is it a problem if I'm slow then?
Because there's a lag and you're just repeating yourself.
I have not repeated a single statement I made.
Yeah, you don't want it to cut it.
So if you want to have your own talk show, please start it.
All right, who's up next? I think we explained this, dude. It's not profiling. They did research, and it just so happens that they tend to be at the places that you think is profiling. But 9 out of 10 times.
Okay, I agree with you that sometimes that there isn't profiling, but you have to admit that there is some profiling. But since Mr. Construction Man over here wants me to hurry it up, I'll just head on out. But thank you for your time.
Yeah, no problem. Who's up next?
Stay for a selfie. Next. Speak right into it.
What's good, Myron?
Yo.
So, quick story. Parents immigrated from Poland to the U.S. in the 80s. Polish U.S. citizen. I have dual citizenship in the EU and U.S. And I want to hear your thoughts. I don't know if I heard your thoughts on this. A lot of dialogue about Israel, Palestine, Sudan. Haven't really heard much about Ukraine. 2022, the war starts. We start setting up a ton of money over there. Ukrainians coming to my country, Poland. America too. Immigrants. Some good, some bad, in my opinion. Your thoughts? What is our role? Is it good? Is it bad? What is Russia's role? What is Putin's? I just want to hear your thoughts on Ukraine as it stands right now.
Well, I think that was a long time coming. We've been expanding NATO aggressively for a very long time. We kept promising Putin for decades that we wouldn't expand NATO, and we kept expanding it anyway. And at some point, this was inevitable. I think bad foreign policy and diplomacy from the Biden administration led us to this, and now we got a nightmare in our hands with what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. And quite frankly, Russia wants those territories way more than the United States and NATO wants them. So that's where we are, and that's why we're kind of in the standstill. And honestly, in a war of attrition, this is the Ukraine's just simply not going to win this thing.
Do you think that the territories of Donbass and Luhansk belong to Ukraine more or Russia? Who is more justified with this?
Well, that's a tough situation, man. I understand that the Donbass and you said Luhansk.
Yeah,
I know that these places are ethnically have high ethnic Russian populations. It's a tough situation, man. I will say that NATO has a lot of responsibility here, where we should not have been expanding as much as we did, and clearly we crossed the red line, and now Russia's like, well, national security, we're going to invade, right? And I would argue that Russia has more justification invading Ukraine than we did invading Iraq in 2003. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but we had no business in Iraq at all, right? So for us to sit there and wag the finger when we
They
get...
know I'm coming. I know they gonna be there, and they know I'm gonna do the best job I can possibly do.
Literally invaded Venezuela too, like a week ago. it's just a tough situation. I think bad foreign policy got us here, and this can happen again in the future. Which is why I think international relations need to be taken seriously. And for a very long time, we haven't taken them seriously, and then it ends up backfiring on us like we did before.
Do you also believe that we're from a decline from like the unipolar world, that it's becoming multipolar?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Like I think to not admit or concede that the United States is a declining world power and that we're quickly moving into, I would argue we're in a multipolar world right now. But
What's good, friend? Chili, she's.
I think we need to move far more intelligent and understand that our adversaries have caught up quite a bit of ground when it comes.
Yeah, that's Dear Tay.
So nuclear capabilities, economic capabilities, being productive, with China and Russia, and we need to take it seriously. And I think if we don't, it could create problems for us. And I think hubris is right before the downfall.
One more question for you. So I have dual citizenship, U.S. European Union.
Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier, one passport, to support your nationalistic views of the U.S. I share pride for both countries, but ideally, for somebody like me who's a law-abiding citizen of both countries,
Sure.
should I still extremely position myself as one in your ideal world, and why?
This, I guess, is my opinion, but I don't think you could be a patriot and carry two passports. I just don't think you can't be a nationalist and a patriot if you carry two passports. And look, I don't have a problem with people that have a dual allegiance or two passports. That's fine. You want to have two passports, it's cool. But you're always gonna have more affinity to one. And look, you probably will have more affinity to Poland. Poland's a great country, by the way. That's a country that practices nationalism. They limit immigration. It's safe. It's clean. Poland does a lot of things right, and people say, "Oh, well, these guys are xenophobes and they're racist or whatever." Well, they got strong families. They haven't had a lot of the issues that mass immigration produced. So I think Poland is doing it right. So if you were to sit here and say to me, "Hey, look, I have an American passport, but I'm Poland first," I wouldn't be mad at you because that's your people, right? They always say, "Stick to your own kind." So I wouldn't have an issue with that. But I do think that it's impossible to call yourself a patriot while carrying two passports.
All right, got it. Appreciate your thoughts. Thank you.
No worries. Hi.
Hi. Oh, thank you. Hi. So I just wanted to ask. So what does shit talking about minority groups do for you personally? You're reinforcing these racial stereotypical images for minority groups, which helps people oppress them more easily. And at the end of the day, I don't think you're a white person either. And you're also part of minority group. You're a black man. So I'm just wondering what does reinforcing white supremacy do for you also?
I'm not reinforcing white supremacy. I'm reinforcing that people tend to be retarded. Certain races have patterns. I recognize those patterns.
Okay.
It just so happens that people get offended when you recognize those patterns. Yeah, that's really what it comes down to.
So what does this do for you?
Actually, as a matter of fact, the fact that you recognize that and looked at it as white supremacy is part of the problem.
Okay, thanks for
That goes to show the inherent bias that being critical of minorities automatically leads to white supremacy.
So
The reality is that it's minorities that have this supremacy, and anything that criticizes them is automatically labeled as white supremacy. Interesting?
Yeah, that is interesting. So what does this do for you personally in your life? Does this bring you fulfillment?
Well, I think telling the truth does bring fulfillment. And I just tell the truth. It's offensive to people, or they might label it as white supremacy. But I think in a ever-growing world where we lie to women and tell them that they're smart and they're awesome when they're really not a lot of the times, or telling people that they're brilliant when they're really I think we need to go back to being painfully real and honest about certain things.
I see.
We're calling out fags, but yeah. So.
Yeah.
That's just, and this is the beauty of this country is freedom of speech. So,
Right.
I get it that this might be a little offensive. I know this might be a little bit shocking.
No.
But,
you're free to say whatever. And my second question was,
Yeah.
so what is your rationale for thinking that trans people are mentally ill? Can you just say more about that?
My rational.
Yeah, I think a lot of us here would be like, yeah, something's wrong with this guy. Not all the marbles are up there. You know, I think if we can't agree on basic stuff like, you know, there's two genders, 1 + 1 is 2, and you know, men are physically superior to women, I think that creates problems because then they're just simply not living in reality. And I think we've gotten to a point now where progressives have gone so far left and liberals have gone so far left that like we can't even deal in objectivity anymore. In reality, it's like, oh well, these are my pronouns and everything else like that, and they expect you to kind of buy into their lunacy alongside them.
I see. Well, thank you for your responses. This is making me really hopeful about our country. Thank
No
you
worries.
so much.
Quick question: what are you majoring?
Is that important for our debate?
Well, you're Asian, so I wanted to know. It'd be funny. It was like engineering or something.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not an engineering major, so...
Are you gonna be like a doctor?
I don't know, should I?
Well, to be honest, I think you should be in a kitchen somewhere, but you're here.
Yeah, I wish I could make a good sandwich, but I can't.
Oh shit.
Because, you know...
Can you at least, what are you, like Japanese or Chinese, or what are you?
Is this important?
Well, I was gonna make a sushi joke, but that's why.
What African country are you from?
My parents from Sudan.
Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Sushi sandwich. Who's up next?
What's up, man?
Yeah, what up?
Got a few questions for you.
I guarantee you guys, she's probably good at math, though. I'll tell you that.
First off,
What's up?
based on my experience dating women, seeing women in this day and age, to be frank, most of them are whores.
Yeah, facts.
What I've realized is most of the time the women that I'd say are even worth pursuing in this Western culture are women that are raised a lot more traditionally, maybe Eastern European, maybe Middle Eastern.
Yep.
I guess, what would you say, how do we move back towards like keeping our white women in check?
You know, dude, that's a damn good question. I think it starts with fathers in the household. I think it starts with shaming. I think it starts with, you know, holding women accountable, and we don't hold them accountable anymore because we want to have sex with them. So that's the problem. And we don't tell women the truth either, right? I think, yeah, I think men need to accept the fact that they need to go back to being the leaders, the protectors, the providers, and custodian over women. And I know a lot of them are like, oh my God, that's so fucked up. But the reality is that this is precisely what they're attracted to, right? No one's complaining when a guy pays for the check. No one's complaining when a guy, you know, pays the bills or, you know, picks her up from the house or protects her or anything else like that. But women want all the benefits of being with a guy, and they like all the chivalry and masculinity that comes alongside it, but they don't want to deal with the responsibility that comes from their side on the feminine side. They don't want to be a lady, but they expect you to be a man. And this ridiculous concept where a female's standards are, you know, negotiable while a man's standards are static is, quite frankly, one of the big problems that we're discussing right now. So I think it starts with getting fathers back in the household, bringing shame back, you know, whether it's Christianity, Islam, whatever monotheistic, you know, Abrahamic religion, not paganism, those dudes are weird. And yeah, man, bringing it back to patriarchy, I think it starts there. Like, I think one of the biggest mistakes we made was telling women that they're equal when they're not. So the biggest lies.
To add on to that, then, I go to college. Obviously, I'm not gonna find my wife fucking here. Right?
No, definitely not. You might have to go abroad, dude. A lot of guys are doing that.
That's my question. Do
A lot of guys are
I
doing
fly to Slovakia or something and pick up some?
Yeah, look, and people laugh all the time, but like the passport movement is real, dude. Like, there's a reason why so many guys are like going to Colombia, Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe, etc. Like, and you ask any guy that's like well traveled, they'll tell you American women are bottom of the fucking barrel. Like, they're not, you know, because the problem is that they measure their value to you in masculine standards. I'm educated, I have a job, I'm successful, I have a title, right? But we don't give a fuck about none of that. Like, you know, men care about, are you sweet? Are you polite? Are you hot? You know, are you gonna be not a whore? Are you gonna embarrass me when we're out in public, right? Are you gonna be submissive and docile and feminine? Like, these are the things that men want, but women like don't care about that because they measure their value in masculine traits. Now, for the ladies here that are mad at me, right, that are saying, well, this is misogynistic and sexist, for the ladies here, because looking at me crazy, let me ask you this. What if I came up to you and I said, let's go on a date? I wear better shoes than you, I'm better dressed than you, I put makeup on too, I'm prettier than you, I spend more time getting a haircut, you know, I wear better fashion than you. You'd probably look at me like, this dude's a faggot. What the fuck? I don't want to be with him. Like, and you would rightfully so be disgusted by me because I'm behaving like a woman. So why do you expect us to want a girl that behaves like a man?
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's just like, women would never, like, these women that are boss babes, that are educated and want to tell you about their education, they would never fucking accept a feminine dude that acts like a faggot, ever. Right?
Yeah.
So I think it's okay for men to tell women, like, yeah, I want a girl. I don't want myself.
And then I got one more for you.
Yeah.
So based on my knowledge, I know that with Trump's tariffs with China and stuff, they associated a deal where I believe 600,000 Chinese students could come here on F1 visas.
Yeah.
Am I correct on that?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they want to bring in more Chinese nationals. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess what do we do? I guess for, let's say, a Michigan taxpayer family that me and my parents have paid in to build these universities, Michigan State, that then their spot is taken by some Chinese dude who can pay a fuck ton more than I can.
Yeah. That sucks, man. And this is, and again, this is where immigration leads to problems because there's so many loopholes in our immigration system, right? Besides the open borders that we had for years, like the guy from Brownsville was talking about, we have an immigration system that gets exploited all the time, right? F1 visas get exploited. I remember when I was ACE agent, like, we would have so many kids come here, and they'd come on an F1 visa, they would never go to class, they just use it as a way to get here, and then just disappear into the wind, right? You got people that come in on H-1Bs, right? Like Indians, right? They come in here and they get like some, I'm coming here to do tech, and then they do some like coding bullshit that an American could do. So we have so many loopholes in our immigration system, and we need to fix it. And that's one of them that you're naming, which is the visa system that we have.
I guess lastly, John Fishbeck out of Florida said that his plan for that is to increase the price for Chinese nationals coming here to $1 million. What do you think about that? For the tuition?
I don't know if he'd be able to. I mean, that he might be able to institute that at a state school level, but I don't know how he would be able to make that happen federally.
Well, that's what I mean. You think that would work federally?
No, it wouldn't, because the visa system in itself is a byproduct of DHS and State Department.
I see.
So federal. So yeah, I don't know as a governor how much power he would have. I think he'd only.
He said in his state is.
Yeah. He'd probably only be able to do it with state schools. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right. Well, I appreciate the time. Thank you.
No worries, man. Cool. Who's up next? Hi.
Hi.
All right, we got another Asian. Nice.
Wait, I just have a question.
Sure.
When you say ICE did nothing wrong, are you saying like they've done nothing wrong in this like whole debacle situation?
What I'm saying, generally speaking, ICE is doing a good job, and I think that they're being demonized for doing their job, and I think it's this is what we voted for, and we want deportations and safer streets, and that's what we want.
Okay. And then, like, I'm going to assume that, like, you believe in, like, innocent until proven guilty and, like, due process and stuff.
Of course, yeah.
There's been, like, accounts of legal aliens being detained and being held for, like, weeks or days or whatever. Do you believe that